Nick, thank you. And tonight was supposed to be the second presidential debate. Instead, a dynamic split screen on televisions all across America. President Trump in Florida and Democratic nominee Joe Biden in Pennsylvania, each doing their own town hall. Tracy Potts has more on what you'll see tonight.
Hi, Sheba. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. New poll numbers. Our NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows Joe Biden up by 11 points over President Trump. It's down a bit from the end of last month. And for undecided voters out there, the one the pollsters got wrong 4 years ago, they'll get a chance to see both candidates live tonight.
Sanders is far left on the...
Instead of a presidential debate tonight, two town halls, President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden, each live on different networks at the same time. President Trump complains the questions at Biden's town hall last week were too easy.
It was designed for a child, okay? When I get in, they ask me things that nobody ever even contemplated could be thought of.
Biden seeming confident with polls that show him leading nationally.
The longer Donald Trump is president, the more reckless he seems to get. Thank God we only have 3 weeks left to go.
The president also weighing in on First Lady Melania Trump, revealing that their son also had coronavirus.
Barron tested positive. Within like 2 seconds, it was, Barron is just fine now. He's tested negative, right?
But the government's top infectious disease expert warns against misinterpreting the president's quick recovery.
That's sort of like saying somebody was speeding in a car at 95 miles an hour and didn't get in an accident, so I can go ahead and speed and not get in an accident.
As more states open for early voting, a third of the country now reports high coronavirus cases. The second wave that medical experts warned about is happening less than 3 weeks before Election Day.
And 11 Alive is dedicated to making sure your vote is secure. If you have a problem at the polls or a question, contact our voter access team here at 11 Alive. You can email us at whereatlspeaks@11alive.com or text us at 404-885-7600. And don't forget to check out our voter resource guide for information on where to vote and how to check wait times for some counties online. Just head to 11alive.com/vote. Now to the pandemic's